What's good, my peeps? Big Ruck back at you again. We've got another action figure review, of course, courtesy of Hasbro Marvel Legends. You see what it is? It's the Uncanny X-Men Retro Wave 2, the Multiple Man, Jamie Madrox. Yes, indeed, and this is in his classic costume. This is the costume that we basically were introduced to him in way back in the day, and we've got that repeated right here. And of course you see the packaging, homage to the old Toy Biz pre Marvel Legends days when the figures were of the 5-inch variety, but they were backed on cardboard, just as we see here. And they used to have some type of gimmick, and we'd get a description of the gimmick briefly on the front. We get no gimmicks, but we still get the descriptions. What we have here is Multiplying Mutant. Then, of course, below Multiple Man. Turning to the rear, we have, of course, the sketch of Jamie Multiple Man. On the right side, we've got the 6 figures in the wave. We have checked out 4 already. Last was Spiral. We checked out Avalanche, Longshot, and of course we kicked off with Wolverine. What we have here is also the readout, and it's as follows. Jamie Madrox, the Multiple Man, possesses the unique ability to duplicate himself at will. And then of course it repeats in different languages. Back to the front. Get a final look because you know what time it is. Of course, before we check out Madrox himself, peep the accessories that he comes with. An extra set of hands. You see these are open, like gesturing hands, not really grasping because there's nothing to grasp, and they're not closed enough to basically grasp anything. But we got what we got. And we also get with the Multiple Man an additional head sculpt. This one a little bit more expressive than what came out of packaging. And paint apps are pretty nice. Always getting another head sculpt is a good thing in my estimation. Looking at Multiple Man on our rotating base, first glance I get is the obvious. He's on the Sunfire Buck, so you know what that means. We're getting pinned elbows and knees. Still in all, it's a pretty decent bucket. Or, you know, if I'm going to mention the things we don't want to hear, I've got to mention the things we do enjoy, and that's the butterfly joints. So that gives us a bit more articulation. So it is what it is. The great thing is that since the costume is primarily green, the pins are really non sequitur. It's just, you know, at this point, it's the principle of the thing. I'm sure all of you agree. We'll continue to talk about it, and Hasbro will continue to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just have to live with it or not. I choose to basically live with it, at least for now. So what we're also going to do right now is we're going to go down below and hit that like button. Right? You know what I'm saying? Hit that thumbs one way or the other, up or down, however you feel, but hit that button. It helps the algorithm, and it definitely helps me. While you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button too. That'll take all of 2 seconds to do both of those acts. And I'm going to repeat it again at the end, but that's enough housekeeping for now. Let's get Madrox off of the base. Taking a closer look at Multiple Man, we'll of course look at that face sculpt there. And pretty decent. Once again, the digital printing that is being used nowadays totally enhances what we see visually, facially, with these head sculpts. Definite improvement. They look more lifelike, more realistic, less cartoony. Pretty good. It's essentially molded in green, and the face is what's painted, and like I said, it looks pretty good. The eyes, the lips, everything looks good. It's got some nice gold highlights there at the top of the skull, some line work, And then of course there's that the gold line work throughout the costume, throughout the body, the torso. We've got a belt that's painted on around the waist, so it's black lined with gold, and you've got a couple of buckles, I guess they would be, nodules on either side of the belt, also painted in gold. On the arms, got gold bands, we'll call it. They're all painted on, nothing sculpted, but mine look for the most part pretty clean on both sides, so that's good. The line work on the front is clean as well. The belt looks pretty good, and then going down, he's got the gold stripes on his legs, and once again, mine look good down there on the calves, the shins. Everything looks pretty good, line work style. And guess what? We get line work in the back. Bravo, Hasbro. They usually shortchange us when it comes to painting the back, but we got it going on this time. So I'm very appreciative of that. So that's pretty cool. This is the Sunfire body, as I stated. So we know what the articulation is, but I'll go through it anyway. Head is on a ball hinge. He can look up. I mean, if he were a flyer, this would be banging right there. He can look down that far as well. He can, of course, rotate 360 with his shoulders. He's got the butterfly joints, so he can rear back that far, which is cool. And, of course, he can go forward, crunch him forward there, so that's even better. He can get his arms not quite 90 degrees at the shoulders there. He can rotate 360. However, he's got the bicep swivel that can also rotate 360. He's got the double jointed elbows, which are pinned. He's got the swivel at the wrist and horizontal hinge there for all four of his hands. He's got an ab crunch that allows him to go forward that much, go back that much. Of course, waist swivel, so he can do 360 that way if you choose to grant him that ability. His splits are that far out. He can kick. He can get a little bit more than 90. He can go back a decent amount. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed pinned knees. He's got a calf cut. He can point his toe that far forward, that far up. He's got the ankle pivot, and you know how it goes down. Holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Here he is with his additional head sculpt and hands. It should be noted with the head sculpt, it seems like this additional head sculpt, when putting it on, it's I don't think the port is as deep as the head that came on the figure out of packaging. And I think it's a bit offset. I don't know if you can actually tell. I'll turn. I don't know if it translates well on camera. I'll look at it from the back. It looks like it's offset to me. It's not fully seated, and try as I might, I really couldn't get it down like that. And I think I heard of another reviewer had the same issue. So I don't know if that's just we get the luck of the draw, or if that's consistent throughout this production run. But head still fits, and it doesn't look crazy distorted or out of place. He doesn't look like his head is dislocated or anything, so I guess that's a good thing. Now for some comparisons. You already knew what we were going to do. It's really the only comparison we're going to really rock with, and that's of course Jimi Madrox up against Jimi Madrox, up against Jimi Madrox, and Jimi Madrox, and Jimi Madrox, and finally Jamie Madrox, the multiple man. And you know what it is. On our right side, we've got Jamie in his X Factor uniform. Of course, it's on the Bucky cap buck, combined with the old Nick Fury jacket or overcoat, trench coat, whatever you want to call it. So here in 2023, this would be considered a double whammy against, since people are kind of sort of been there, done that with the overcoat, and I don't even need to speak on the Bucky cap, but it is what it is, and you see it, and you can call Jamie Madrox Multiple Man either Multiple Man or call him Instant Army Builder Man, because if you get him, you're gonna have to get a minimum of 3 of them. So it is what it is. So we'll just close out our figure comparisons by having Jamie lined up next to his fellow wave mates. We've got there in the back Longshot. Also in the rear to our far right, we've got Avalanche, the recently reviewed Spiral, which is my favorite figure of this wave thus far. And of course, up front we have got Wolverine in the gold and blue costume, Team X-Men costume, with the customized stainless steel claws. And so to sum it all up, the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Retro Wave 2 Jamie Madrox, the Multiple Man, is it's a pretty nice come up in terms of getting a character we've already gotten, but in his original costume, the classic style. Always love getting that, so that's pretty good. Happy that it's not on the Bucky cap body mold like the previous iteration of Multiple Man was. So that's also good. We're on the Sunfire body mold, so we get the added benefit of butterfly joints and larger feet. So that's always a plus. As far as accessories, we got a different portrait. You could see the 2 different portraits right here at the end. We've got a relatively neutral head sculpt, and then we've got one showing him stern, like he's getting ready to fight someone. So that's pretty cool. Got an additional set of hands, open kind of sort of gesturing hands, so that's pretty cool too. But in terms of accessories, that's about the size of it there, and we get nothing else other than that. But pretty decent pickup for sure. Of course, when you're dealing with Multiple Man, that's an instant army builder. You know, unique because it's a named character that you still need to army build, unlike a troop building type of thing, you know, nameless cannon fodder. But hey, it's all cool. So you see I already have 3. That should be cool for that, and that should be pretty decent for any display that you may find yourself engaging in. So pretty nice, pretty cool. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like the video for sure. Like, you know, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you feel like doing. It helps the algorithm, and it definitely helps me. Only takes a second, and they're free. Share the video so others can see, and then I can nag them about hitting that like button. Hit that subscribe button while you're down there. That's just yet another second or less for you to do so. I could definitely use that. Leave your comments below, critiques, questions, concerns, hit me. And then, of course, if you like my content and you want to be notified for the next time I upload a video, hit the bell while you're down there, and notified you shall be. On behalf of Jamie Madrox, and Jamie Madrox, I am the Ruckus, leaving you with this. Remember, the hunt continues, and I'm out. Peace.